Hello everyone, welcome to another beer review. Now today we're on a beer that's a Wednesday video because it's a Scottish beer. Seems to be every bloody Scottish beer is a Wednesday video. But this is a New World Pilsner from the Loch Lomond brewery that's brewed in Dumbarton. The same brewery that I got confused between that and Loch Ness for some strange reason. Must have been off my tits and something with that one. But apparently, yes, the Glen 5.2, it's a 440ml can because apparently that last kind of 60ml is just, it's just too much for us. Can't cope with that. You can't cope with it. Nobody can cope with it. We just have to keep it at 440. We can't go mental and go to the 500ml, you know. Straight away, yeah, they annoy me. One's got Saz and Pearl hops in it. Oh, there we go. Floral and citrus aroma balanced with multi flavours, dry, crisp finish. And because it's a Wednesday video and because it's got citrus in it, I'll just go for a wee standard white Mackay bum tickler, as I call it. You know, a wee bum tickler. You know, that'd be lovely. So, is there anything about this? No, not really. Nothing to tell you much about it. It's just 5 So apparently, iconic beers, iconic beauty, New World Pilsner, Saz and Pearl hops, floral and citrus aroma, balanced and multi-flavour. Like I said, dry, crisp finish, and there's nothing else really. So there you go, the Loch Lomond brewery. Let's get a glass and get it cracked open and see what it's like. See what it takes. Oh, jeez. That was a textured label too, because it's a sticker really. It's not like a printed can, it's just a sticker stuck on the can. Because that's what a lot of the breweries do to try and cut down costs, because printing on cans is very expensive. So they just use a standard generic aluminium can and they just put a sticker on it. There you go. You can go into lots of supermarkets and you'll just see exactly the same from lots of different breweries. All these wonderful craft breweries. And just to know where I'm going to go, get the glass out, get it poured, spring spanch bong, there you go. That was on the night, it's a wee splash there. After this I'll watch the football. Get this wee bit of water in it, there we go, lovely jobs, looking nice. Put that in the barman coasters, because I've been printing my own the barman coasters. I don't know these kind of things, the barman, that type of stuff on it. I've done different coloured ones and things like that because I'm sad and lonely, really. You know what you've been doing today? Well, I'm going to print my own coasters. Isn't that marvellous? No, really. So there you go. So what's the smell of? Not much really. What I can smell is carbon dioxide. Light hint of grain, not picking up any malt, hops or anything like that, just just light grain really. For a Pilsner it's not giving as much, is it? Right, let's see what it's like. A wee bit of effervescence in there. Oh, sugar. A little bit of piness at the back end. Just a smidgen. But because it's a Pilsner, there's nothing there to kind of dilute its effect. So at the end of it, even a smidgen stands out like a bugger in this beer. Oh dear. You know, it's like, there's a reason why Pilsner doesn't use New World hops. There's a reason why the famous Pilsner beers don't have these stupid. I mean, okay, yeah, you've got Saz. Oh, big deal. So you're going down the Czech route. Right, well done. Clever people, huh? Marvellous. You'll have that. Well, I was going to say the long-haired lover from Barry, but he's not got a long-haired anymore, but he's just a bad haircut. Lover from Barry's probably the best way of putting it. He keeps doing a side flick and it doesn't really work for him, for Christ's sake, you know what I mean? I think he should just put a bit of pomade, comb it straight back like that, you know, be a bit slick. I think he'd look beautiful. But no, it probably wouldn't look beautiful actually, but anyway, he'd look better. But anyway, he loves a Saz. He creams his pants when a Pilsner's got Saz in it, especially if it's Budweiser Budvar. Oh Jesus, he'd cream his fillies, piss his fillies and shit his fillies all at the same time. You know what I mean? Especially if he's been sponsored by them. This is... Oh God, it's not good. Oh, seriously. Why would you? Seriously, it's a waste of... I mean, Saz hops can be used in lots of different things. What a fucking waste to put them in this and then add all that other shit. Oh God, seriously. Ah, bloody hell. You dirty bastards, you really are. Seriously. Loch Lomond Brewery, eh? Progressively shite from morning till night. There you go. There's your tagline. Boom, there you go. I won't even charge you for that. You take it. What is the fucking point? Seriously. Bastards that they are. Right, Mackay. Good, normal, standard Central Belt whiskey. Blended whiskey. You know, there's plenty of them. So I call them the Central Belt because of the old sherry cask flavours, the old Paxarite flavours. Although I shouldn't say that out loud because people say, oh, it's not Paxarite, we don't do that anymore. Of course you don't, Chico, of course you don't. I believe you. Mm-hmm. A little bit of creaminess. Yeah. Overall, just a nice, easy drinking whiskey with a little bit of sweetness to it. Can't take too many of them, but 2 or 3 of them, you know, a normal kind of, you know, it's actually measured out 20-25 grams. I know they're supposed to be mil, but you're actually better to actually measure it out actually in grams. So if you actually do it by weight, you'll get it more accurate than try to pour it. So say when they all use, you know, 25 mil and all this, excuse me, it's not really quite accurate, that bulb, by the way. And the old optics and all this bollocks, and you see them sometimes with their wee kind of metal measuring cup and all that type of stuff, and that's all bollocks because that's how they shortchange you. The whole point is, see with the situation of what you're supposed to get, like with cocktails or all these type of stuff, if they use measuring cups, they're shortchanging you. Same type of thing as when they're doing the wine, they're shortchanging you. They're giving you a short measure. It's always been a thing, you know, within bars and that type of stuff. And many moons ago in my kind of student days, I worked in the Horseshoe Bar, which is in Glasgow, which is one of the longest bars in Europe and gets seriously busy. I don't know what it's like now, but at the time it used to be in the 90s and that type of stuff. Late 80s, early 90s, it used to get very, very busy, and you had the karaoke up the stairs and everything else and that. And yeah, and I'd worked in other bars as a student and things like that, and I'll be totally honest, they all play that game of shortchanging you, you know. Busy nights, fuck the optics, always go for the measuring cup, and used to scratch in an additional line and that type of stuff. So that was what they called your I think it was a fifth of a gill was the original kind of measurement. But yeah, so yeah, fifth of a gill, or basically their 25 mil was all kind of a lot lower than the official line anyway, and that type of stuff, you see. I mean, it was only used on busy nights and every other night. So if you were in a quiet night, then you would actually get what you paid for. If you're in a busy night, you know, weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, that type of stuff. Sometimes Thursdays, depending on what's going on in the student world, if there's any kind of major nights. I used to do a DJ in Glasgow. And we used to run our nightclub. Me and a mate, we used to run our nightclub called Slut. We used to do it on a Thursday. And actually did quite well, because we used to do deals with, what was it? The Venue in Sucky Hall Street. I think it's long gone now. But the Venue nightclub, so there was a place downstairs and a place up the stairs, and we used to do the place up the stairs. And we used to rent that out. So what we used to do, we used to deal with it. So we'd give them a certain amount of rent. They would take all the bar takings, and we would basically take all the door takings. And we were in the review magazines and everything else. Just a good mixture. See, he used to do the more kind of indie stuff, and I used to do more of the kind of dance and techno stuff and things like that. And yeah, we used to have the place jumping on a Thursday night. And because of how we worked together, occasionally we used to do Club X. Club X used to do, it was a gay nightclub in Exchange Square in Glasgow. Don't know if it's still there, I honestly don't know. But they used to do a straight night and a Wednesday night. You could straighten out my fucking arse, seriously. I mean, I used to get my arse felt quite a lot on a fucking Wednesday night when we used to do that. But sometimes they'd bring in guest DJs, and we were quite, they liked us. I don't know if they found us attractive or fancied us or something like that, but they seemed to like our, we seemed to get the crowd in and that, and we played the right music to get the night pumping, because we split it. And John knows he's good indie stuff, and I know my dance stuff and things like that, and we used to do quite a lot of kind of additional production stuff and things like that. We used to do our own remixes. So yeah, on a Wednesday night we used to have that place pumping, so we were brought in as guest DJs in the street nights and things like that. Well, trust me, I wouldn't have done their gay night, you know what I mean, seriously, oh my god. Jesus, we were in there one time just to do a sound check and that type of stuff, and just to kind of have a look over the kind of what equipment they had and everything else, and that was after hours. I think it was a Friday night, and it was after hours, after the place had basically shut. And even just try to get into the place, and Jesus, the propositions we were getting, everything. Calm yourself down, son, you know what I mean? You're going to need a hell of a big vagina, bigger than that mouth of yours, before I'm going to be interested. Now go and fuck off, you know, pricks. I mean, at the end of the day, not all women are straight, not all men are gay, you know what I mean? That's just the way it goes. So get over yourself, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're gay, you're probably, you're rock hard, you're ready to go. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not your victim, you know what I mean? But anyway, but yeah. But even then, during the kind of straight nights, yeah, I was full of gay people as well, and they were having a ball, which is fine, because I'm playing music for everybody. I don't give a shit whether you're gay. Leave me alone. I'm heterosexual, 100%. You know what I mean? So once you're comfortable with that, then that's fine. We're all happy. But at the end of the day, don't try and look me as a, you know, you're going to try and convert me, because if you tried, what's it going to take to convert you? You'd have to kill me. That's what I used to say to them. You'd have to murder me and then do it when I'm dead. Because trust me, you've got no fucking chance if I've got one fucking breath still in my body. I'm sorry, but not that way inclined. Might float your boat, but none of it floats fucking mine. Which is fine, you know what I mean? Horses for courses, but at the end of the day, it's like, I wouldn't act this way with a lesbian. I wouldn't go up to a lesbian and say, oh, how much would it take? What would it take to convert you? You know what I mean? No, they'd be quite right to phone the fucking police on me, you know what I mean? That's fucking deviant, you know. But it's the same way with gay men. Calm yourself down, for fuck's sake, you know what I mean? Straight men aren't interested. You're not going to convert them, just like the cases of, you know, lesbians. They're not going to be converted either, you know. They're happy with their choice, they're happy with their lot, you know. Heterosexual men, just leave them alone, they're fine, you know what I mean? Works both ways, you know. But yeah, I used to quite enjoy all that, yeah. But I didn't even get onto that, by the way. Don't know, disappearing on an arsehole here. But yeah. But as I was saying, yeah, we had a good old little nightclub called Slap on a Thursday night, and it was great. Problem is, we used to get a lot of complaints from the people who used to put out flyers and that type of stuff, because they think, see some of the looks we get, by the way, when we go to a table full of females and we put down the flyer slut, you know. It's like, so, you should come to this, you'll love it. You know, it's like, but we did it to be more provocative and things like that. But yeah, people used to enjoy it because the music was good. We weren't looking for a take of the bar and that type of stuff. So again, the drinks were quite well priced, and we weren't robbing people at the door either, and we were giving student concessions and things like that. And overall, it was a good night and good fun. We loved it, so we did. We did really, really well with it and that type of stuff. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Back in the days, back in the younger days, when I don't even know if it was trendy. Maybe I thought it was trendy and that type of stuff. I don't know. What I used to do was sometimes I used to dress up in kind of strange outfits just so I could go to the local petrol station to get cigarettes late at night. And I used to just do it just to scare the fuck out of the people, you know, because obviously I'd go at the time when the place is shut, so it was just kind of, you know, the night window. You can't actually get into it and that type of stuff. And I would sneak in, and I wouldn't. They couldn't see me coming, so I would just appear at the window and I'd basically sneak in underneath the window and then just stand up, you know, dressed as, I've done Dracula, the whole fucking lot, face all white, fucking blood fangs, the whole I mean, I've done lots of different things just to fucking noise them up. I used to get a kick out of them. Did I scare you? You know that too. Yeah, I was a prick from a very young age. But yeah. Although what I would say though, around the time I DJing, God, the beer scene was fucking bad. Well, it was bad in the nightclubs and all that. It was just dreadful, absolutely fucking dreadful. And all the trendy bars that people would go to on a night out, they were just, oh, the beer was shit. But in those days, you still had drivers' pubs, and so you could still get a nice pint of drivers heavy in the drivers' pubs, and that was worth it. I missed them. I missed the drivers' pubs because they were good pubs, but I missed the heavy ales and things like that. They were lovely. But even drivers' lager wasn't too bad. But yeah, miss those days. Wouldn't want to be that age either. I certainly wouldn't want to be that age again. I certainly wouldn't want to have to go through all them fucking relationships that I did at those days. God, no. Didn't take me long to realise that Scottish women were fucking a lot of effort and hard going, seriously. And not worth the fucking hassle. And I started to look further afield, seriously. Oh God. Did a couple of relationships with Scottish women, and I'm thinking, Jesus, didn't know whether to slit my throat with my fucking wrists, you know what I mean? Jesus God. Argumentative bastards of Scottish women, so they are, Jesus God. They're never fucking happy. I mean, they could win the lottery and still find fault with it, you know what I mean? That's a Scottish woman, you know. I won the lottery, but I'm not fucking happy because at the end of the day, I've got to go to fucking Wales and Cardiff and bastards, and you know what I mean. Oh, can't believe I won the fucking lottery and I still had to check my fucking numbers manually. You know, that kind of bollocks, you know. Oh, I've got to buy an outfit now for the fucking photograph with a big check, bastards. Jesus, I'm going to go down the tin now. You know, Scottish women, seriously. They could find a tenner in their pocket and they'd still be unhappy about it. They'd find something to moan about. Fucking hell. Yeah, there's beer. Oh. It's not needed. I'll quickly break down the flavours, there's not really that much. Just the back end, fuck. Right, for dead. Starts off with a nondescript kind of, slightly kind of Pilsner-esque. Oh, fucking hell. That lingers like fuck. Starts off very light malt, little bit of sweetness, bit of grain. I mean, nothing to write home about with the start. I mean, out of the three, the sweetness is probably the biggest flavour and the most prominent flavour. The malt really isn't there. The grain's a little bit more than the malt, but nowhere near the level of the sweetness. I'm not saying it's overly sweet, but kind of shows you where it's lacking if the sweetness is the kind of the predominant flavour, and it's not really that sweet. Moves on to the mid-tongue, and yeah, you just get a replication of the front of the mouth, and then as it starts to move towards the middle of the mid-tongue, oh yeah, that's when you start getting this kind of slight sourness. You're not getting any citrus. They were saying they were getting citrus. I'm getting absolutely no fucking citrus. Floral and citrus. Oh, yeah, you get a little bit of floralness, but you're starting to get this kind of sourness. And as it moves to the back of the mid-tongue, going towards the back of the mouth and the aftertaste, then it's just a little bit of pine that kicks in and just kind of takes over. Because other flavours, they aren't really that intense. They aren't really that strong. So all you've got is this kind of, at the back of the kind of mid-tongue and the back of the mouth, you've just got this pininess. It's not a strong pininess, but because there's nothing there to kind of detract from it, it's coming across stronger than it probably really is. So you just got this sweetness and pininess kind of fighting each other, and the pininess is winning. And then as it kind of dissipates, all the flavours kind of dissipate, and the pininess just kind of slightly hangs on. I'm not saying it overly lingers, but it just slightly hangs on, so it's make sure it's the last flavour you've got. But overall, I can't understand why the hell you'd want a bloody Pilsner that would taste like this. New World Pilsner. Nobody fucking asked for, nobody wanted, and the world didn't fucking need. No, enough of that shit. What would I give us out of 10? Well, I honestly don't know. I mean, I've said this countless times, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And also, if it hasn't been done before, there's usually a bloody good reason why. Because guess what? Lots of breweries will try and attempt lots of different brews. They're constantly doing it. They've got little small batch setups, and they're constantly trying to come up with the next one, and they're doing lots of different ones, and trust me, 90 to 95% are chucked straight away. No, get rid of it. And this is what it comes down to. A lot of these breweries think they're being progressive. A lot of these breweries think they're doing something that, oh, it's new and wonderful. No, what you're doing is you've come up with an idea that probably lots of breweries have come up with these ideas long before you. But they were smart enough after tasting it thinking, no way, this isn't going to work, get rid of that. Right, on to the next one. So they've rejected it. The difference between you and them is they have rejected it, you didn't. And it's not because you're so progressive and wonderful and exquisite beers. No, it's a case as though that they aren't so far up their own arse that when they realise, no, that's dreadful, they realise it, bin it and move on. The ego ones don't. They think, oh, well, that's it. Well, what do you expect from us? You know, everything's new, everything's wonderful, everything's progressive, everything's great. Exceptional is the word that you think about us. No, deluded pricks would be the word that would come into my fucking mind. And this happens a lot with craft breweries, that, trust me, a lot of the breweries have been looking for the next best thing, and they spend a lot of money and a lot of time trying out new recipes and trying out different things to try and find the next big thing, the next big beer, the next big hoo-ha. And trust me, All the shit that all these craft breweries come out with have all been done to death before. You know, they've all been tried and they've been rejected and binned. But these fucking morons seem to think they're wonderful and great and everything they do is exceptional. And yeah, they actually release it. And their cheap little can with their sticker. There's the reason why you can't afford to fucking print in a can, because you produce fucking shit like this. That's the reason fucking why. You're never going to really grow. You're never really going to expand when you're making shit like that. Because at the end of the day, here's the big thing. See, when you're, New World Pilsner, it's exceptional. Yeah, but you're outsold by fucking tenants. Even shitty tenants, people will drink before this. So what fucking hope you think you've actually got, you deluded Oh, fuck, yes. It had to be said. So yes, it's a can. No marks for the actual vessel. The beer, it's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. A waste of good size. So for that, basically, you get 0. I mean, so yeah, 0 out of 10. Waste of time, waste of money, waste of aluminium, and a waste of Saz hops. So yeah, what a load of rubbish. 5.2%, 440ml. Thank fuck, it's only 440ml. You don't make it 100ml. You know, do 100ml fucking cans, use a lot. So I don't have to fucking suffer so much piss. But yeah, it's just deluded egomania. That's all it is. It's just absolutely fucking dreadful. So anyway, 0 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Cheers. And bye for now.